Hi all, my name is Terry from Appliance Spares R Us.com. I was an engineer for Able Domestics for 22 years, and today I'm going to show you how to change the drain pump on this washing machine. It's a Samsung Eco Bubble. So let's get started. So because this is a Samsung washing machine, to change the pump on these you have to take the front off. So the first thing you want to do is to pull it out. Now if your machine's full of water and you can't get it out, you can either try wiggling it out from the sides, or there's a filter here, the filter there, so if you can undo that filter and put something underneath it and let the water out, that way you'll get all the water out. But if you can get to it, just open the door and pull it out. And the first thing you're going to need to do is to take the lid off. So what you need to do is to remove these two screws, one here and one here. And it's always good to keep a note of which screws come from where, okay? Once you've done that, just pull it backwards and slide it off. So start by pulling the drawer out, press this blue thing here and the drawer will pull out, and then you'll see two screws here, one here, again it would be a good idea to make a note of where the screw's gone. So that's the two from out the front door drawer, and then you've got three screws at the top, 1, 2, 3. So we'll take that out. And then what you need to do is to just get a thin, flat-headed screwdriver and just prise these lugs up here and just gently pull it forward. And then just lift that up, okay? So, once that's loose, the next thing we need to do is to take the front off. So to take the front off, I'm just going to tilt it back. So once you've got this tilted back, there's two screws. There's one there and one there. Now they can be quite tight to get out, so it might be a good idea to get a 10mm socket. Okay, so we'll take these out with a 10mm socket. There. So that's them two out. The next thing you need to do is to loosen the door seal. So we're going to open this up, and there's a metal band around here. If you get a flat-headed screwdriver and just rub it around, you'll feel where the spring is. There's a spring. So you need to get your spring under there. Try not to puncture the door seal, just get your screwdriver behind the spring and then just slide it off. So that's the clamp for the door seal. And then just pull that off. That's that bit done. And then the next thing you need to do is using your screwdriver. If you've not still already got it open, just open your latch and just pull that off like that. And then there's some screws here at the bottom. There's 1, 2, 3 at the very bottom. I'll just move you out of the camera so you can see that. So right at the bottom of here, there's a screw there, one in the middle and one at the end. Now you need to take them 3 screws out. Now it should be okay to do the with your drill or your screwdriver, just whip them out. And again, make a note of where you're taking them screws from. And then you need to open the door and you need to remove the interlock. This is your door lock. So you've got 2 screws, one at the top, one at the bottom, just whip them out. And pull it out. So now, you could leave it on if you wanted to, just pull the plug out, doesn't really matter. So now you're ready to take your front panel off. So you just open the door, and what it does, it hooks on at the top, which I'll show you when I get it off. And if you open up the door and just give it a pull, and it'll come off. Just close your door so you don't damage it, and put that to one side. So this bit here, this is your pump. This is what we're going to change. Okay, so to start off with, there's 2 screws here at the bottom, 1, 2. They will need to come out. But before we do anything, we're going to take these tubes off. Okay, so all you need to do is just bend the clamp with your finger and just pull that tube off there. Same with this one here. Just, you'll see these lugs here. Just push them, pull it to one side and pull that pipe off there. Now it might be a good idea, if you've got one, to put a bowl underneath here, which I'm going to do. So I've got an old washing up bowl. I'm just going to put that underneath there, and then I'm going to pull this pipe off, just in case you see that any water drips out of it. It won't go on your floor then. So that's that pipe off. So the next thing we've got to do is to take the pump off. So I'm going to undo these 2 screws. And once that's done, you can just pull the pump forward, and then you will see that it has wires here, but you just need to be careful of. And then there's another pipe. So there's this grey pipe here. So this, again, will need to be taken off. So all you need to do is to pull this clamp here like this, push that off to one side, and then just pull that off. And that's it. That's released. So the next thing we need to do is to take the pump out. So now we've got the pipes released, we just need to disconnect the wiring. So just pull the wiring out of the clips there. And then you can pull this off here, so just lift that off. There, like that. Just out of the way. And you can get to the wires then. So you've got 2 wires, take both of them off, and then same with the other one. Now you'll notice that this has got 2 pumps, and the reason it's got 2 pumps, same again, just take that plastic thing off so you can get to the wiring. There you go. So the reason it has 2 pumps is because it's an eco bubble. So what you get, that's all the wiring off. And also you need to take this little pipe off here. Right. So the reason it has 2 pumps is because one is a drain pump and one is what's called the aqua pump. So if you notice when he's washing, you'll see bubbles in the drum. That's the pump that pumps the air up to make the bubbles into the drum. Now when you're going to change these, it's always good to change. You can either change stock on our website at Appliance Spares R Us.com. We have these in stock. So if you want to change the whole housing, you could just buy the whole housing. Or if you wanted to, you could just put on these pump motors here. These are what are called ASCO pump motors. So if you go onto our website again at ApplianceSparesUs.com and just type in ASCO pump or universal washing machine pump, you will see these. And all they do, if you look there, you've got screws there. Got 1, 2, 3 screws there. If If you undo them 3 screws and pull it off, and then make sure you put the other one in the same position as what that one is there, and then make sure you push it in and clip it in, because you'll see it's got a seal inside. Push it in and screw them back in, and that's really all you need to do. But if you're going to change one, change both of them at the same time. So once that's off, it's just a case of putting a new pump back on, and it's just a reverse order. So you'll see, there's your wiring. I'm going to show you. I just need to move the camera up a bit. Now them 2 holes, if you push over these here, so you've got, there, so you've got one there and one there. So when you slide it back in, you need to make sure you push them 2 holes over these pins. So one there and one there. I'm not sure which one it is, it depends on, it could be them 2 there, but when you slot it back in, you need to slot it over whichever one of them 2 pins that it goes on. So it's either them 2 or them 2. Okay, so don't forget what I said, that's a money saving tip. If you just want to buy the Ascol pumps and just unscrew them free and push the new pumps on, then that's another way of doing it, or you could just buy the whole housing. So basically, to put it back is just a reversal. Don't forget what I told you about the 2 holes. Push them into the lugs, whichever one they will slide into. You'll see which one to slide into when you get it into place. So the first thing you want to be doing really is, although you could put that on, once that's on, you could literally put that on from underneath, because that just clicks on, that one there just pushes them onto this hole at the back, which is that little hole there. So that's where your tube comes from. So basically, if you've got a block pump, you can just pull that out and just pull this front off here and let the water drip out that way if you've got a block pump and you can't get the water out. So once that's in situ, you can actually just pop underneath and just push that on. So we're going to leave that till last. In fact, I'm going to make it easier on myself and take that out. So we'll put that back last. Okay? So let's push that over there, out of the way. Right, so now we're going to concentrate on getting this pump back in. So the first thing we're going to do is to wire it back up. So the closest or the shortest wires will go to this pump here, and the longest wires, which are these wires here, so unclip it from there, these wires here, they will go to the back pump. Okay, so your shortest wires will go to this pump here, and your longest wires will go to the back pump. Okay, so we'll put them on. So it doesn't matter which way they go. That's that one. I'm not going to put the plastic covers back on because, to be honest, they're not really needed. That's that one. Okay, so once you've got that done, I'm just going to push that back into there, and you'll see that lines up there. So once you've lined up, you'll know which of the 2 holes that they push into at the back. So you just drop it forward a little bit, and you can see them there. So you just slide that forward like that. Just look underneath, make sure your 2 holes are pushed in like that. Once that's done, just put your 2 screws back in. So I'm just going to get my 2 screws, and once again, make sure you look underneath to where the holes are, and push it forward, and put your screws in. So once that's done, it's a case of putting the pipe work back on. So we're going to start with the drain hose, which is this grey one, if you remember. If you can that's the grey one, that's your drain hose. So we're going to put that one back on first. So just push it back a little bit, and you'll see where it pushes onto at the bottom, at that side there. So just push that back on, and then put your clamp back on. The clamps are pretty easy to squeeze. Then we're going to put this one back on here and this one back on here. So this one is your sump hose. As you can see, that comes from there into the pump and then drains out from there. And this one here, this is your aqua bubbles. This is what creates the bubbles in the drum as your machine washes. So let's put this one back onto here, and all we do is get hold of this clip here and just push it, just squeeze it and push it back. And then as you push it down, squeeze it and twist it. And that's that one on. And we'll do the same for this one now. I've already pushed this one back, so we can spin it round into position. And then just push that hose onto there, and then just squeeze that. And if you want to use the other hand, you can do. Just push that over there. So that's it, that's the pump done. So now you've just got to put it back together. If you remember before, when we took the panel off, I said to you that it hooks on the panel. So you see these slots here? This is where you're going to line your panel up to when you hook it on. So you'll hook it on and then push it on at the bottom. Okay, so we'll do that next. Actually, before we do that, it might be a good idea to put this back on. Otherwise we're going to end up with a leak. So if you remember what I told you, we're going to put it on last. So all you need to do is to push that through the hole, grab it from the other side, pull it through, like that. Push this back on. It doesn't matter where it goes as long as you push it on there to stop it from banging. And then you'll see your little, where it goes to underneath here. I'm going to try and get the camera up to show you where it goes, but I did show you where, when we had the pump off. So I'll try and get the camera into position. So that's it there. That there, that's where you push that pipe onto. So just get hold of it and push it on. Okay. Now you could, if you wanted to, you could squeeze this and just move it out of the way so you don't get caught when the front panel goes on. So that's that pipe on, the drainage pipe on, and your pump drain pipe on. So now it's a case of putting the front panel back on and everything else back on. So we're going to start by putting the front panel back on. Right, so the first thing you're going to need to do when you do this is to put your interlock back in, because otherwise you won't be able to get the front panel back on. So you get your two screws that you took off your interlock. And then just stand your front on the bottom temporarily, and then just get your interlock. And make sure you push it through the hole like that, and then put your screws back in. Right, so once you've got that done, you'll see the hooks. You'll see the hooks on the back of your front panel here that hook into them slots that I showed you. So just lift it up until you feel so you feel it hook into them hooks there. Then when you've done that, make sure you've got it lined up. And then just screw your screws in. So the next thing to do is to clip your flap in. So just line up to the slots and just push that in. Shut that. And now you need to put your door sill back on. Now when you put your door seal back on, you'll see a rim here. Now this here has to be hooked over the rim. Okay, so just hook it over, feed it round. Nice and easy. And that's it, that's fed in. Make sure it's all fed in properly. I'm going to move this bowl now because we don't need that. So the next thing to do is to put your band back on. If you remember what I told you when we took it off, there's a spring which is that there, okay? Now this can be quite tricky. Some people need two people to do it. I can normally do it on my own, so I'm going to show you how I do it. We put the spring to pretty much to about 25 to in that position there. So that's the spring, and then feed it round, and then if you just pull it, your nails and feed that in. Basically, so all I did was just put that spring there and just got hold of it here and then just pulled it with my nails and it just fell over. So that's the door seal on. So the next thing to do is your fascia. Okay, so now I'm going to stand it back up. And you'll see at the bottom of this here, you've got little slots. I don't know if you can see them from there, we've got little slots here. Now these little all line up to this at the bottom of the fascia. So you make sure you get them into there, push everything underneath this bar at the top so everything goes underneath it, and then just push that in, and that clips into place. So the first thing I'm going to put back is the screws that go into the drawer. So that's one in there. And one in there. Then I'm going to put these three back in, so one in there, and one in this one at the end. So we'll put them ones back in. And all that remains then is to put the lid back on. What we do, push it down slightly, you see a gap here, just pull that forward, make sure everything's clipped in, and then just put your two screws back in at the back. So let's get your two screws, one in each corner. So now we'll slide that back in. And put the drawer in. And that is how you change a pump on a Samsung Eco washing machine. Watch out for further how-to videos on our website. ApplianceSparesRus.com. Any parts that you need, you'll get off there. Any questions or anything you need to know that I've not covered in this, leave a message or leave a comment and I'll get back to you with an answer, or if you can, as soon as possible. If you like the video, please click on like, and also if you like it, subscribe and watch out for more videos. There's lots more videos of how-tos coming up soon. So thanks for watching, see you again.